right. Hi, I'm Devin. I'm the CEO at Graze. We've all heard people say we met on Twitter back in the day. How many people are saying that in the present tense, though? The internet used to be a place, and now it's been hollowed out. The traditional playbook is to build a really great platform and then slowly kill it with choke point capitalism. For the first time in years, the conditions are right to start rethinking that playbook. We're building the core infrastructure for the next generation of the enshittification-free internet. To avoid the old playbook, we need to let go of algorithmic choke points and let everyone finally own their own algorithm. We're making that possible by providing powerful tools that allow you to shape and share any experience, monetization tools that allow you to have direct control over your own revenue, and collaborative tools that let you learn from and remix off of other people's work. We want to build an empowered future of social, one where community leaders, developers, and institutions all have actual stake and agency in how they experience, shape, and grow their part of the network. Our first step towards that uses custom feeds on Blue Sky to demonstrate what the next generation of social is going to look like. So, I don't know if any of you are spending time on Blue Sky, but this is what it looks like, similar to other microblogging frameworks you may have spent time on. You have a following tab, a discover tab, and then you have this other third one here, which is news. News is not part of Blue Sky's remit. It is something that is built by this person up top, Andra. She's a data journalist in the UK, and she hates doom scrolling, so she built a feed that is just the facts, a constant reverse chronological feed of articles coming from vetted news organizations. That's it. So, how would you build something like that? You could stand up your own machine. She was doing it in her bedroom at her house, super painful, or you can use our tool, Graze. And what I would do to set up a feed is I would type in something like cats and dogs if I wanted a cats and dogs feed, give it a slug, and say, I don't know, my feed. I would create it from scratch. I'd be dropped into this algorithm editor. This is sort of like a, for the MIT Scratch heads in the audience, a sort of drag and drop interface for building an algorithm. The top of the funnel here is every single post that's happening in real time on Blue Sky. And the bottom of this is going to be whatever matches the constraints that you design. So at first, it just says, contains the words cats and dogs, and that's fine, but probably not super specific. Most people want to see images, probably. So you put in contains an image, but there's lots of different images on the internet that could use the word cats and dogs. So we might want to deploy an AI agent to actually look at the picture and be like, okay, well, is this actually good stuff? And even if you do all that, right, it's still the internet. So there could be some not safe for work stuff. So you could spend a bunch of time trying to think of every edge case of how not safe for workness gets expressed in the world. Or you could lean on the community and see that someone else has already built a totally operable not safe for work filter and tap it into your system and just get the updates when they make them. Okay, so what would this look like on a mature feed? This is what Andra sees when she logs on to Graze. It turns out that her idea of news but not like horrifying was actually really useful, and 130,000 people also use this on a day-to-day basis. Beyond that, if you look at the top posts of what's being posted in the feed and what's being driven by the community that she's put together here, she's driving something like a quarter of all engagement on news on Blue Sky through this one feed. So she's been able to cultivate this space online and grow it to be her own thing. She owns it. She hosts it with us, but this is hers. She has total editorial control. And so one thing that she can do with this voice that she's built over time is decide how to steer it. She really cares about trans rights organizations. And so she runs different rotating posts in the feed to steer donations to different causes that she cares about. And if she wants to just make money off of this, because moderation is real work and takes real time, she can just accept sponsored posts that are coming in from other people that seek to essentially rent the attention that she's cultivated in this space. So if she were to accept this post, she would just get a check in the bank later when it's done. And again, she has total editorial control over this stuff. And then, of course, she has her own little feed editor. It's just a list of verified media organizations, and it has to have some sort of embedded actual content from them. Okay, so today people are using AI-backed filtering tools to build really great no-code algorithms. Eventually, I want to get to a place where we're doing fully conversational algorithm construction with generative AI. We're also working with leading researchers to help rebuild some of the basic core recommendation systems that are going to help define the next generation of social that are actually able to afford putting people first instead of being centrally controlled by a single company. We've gone from a single blog post. I blog. We've gone from a single blog post on my website to sending 10 billion posts to people's devices to 3 million people in 5 months. Usually it takes time to get traction, and we completely fell backwards into it, totally on accident. And we think that's because there's some sort of real need for the type of work that we're doing. So I've spent my whole career thinking about how platforms mediate reality, algorithms are shaping behavior, and how control becomes concentrated in the hands of a few. That history of research is baked into every part of what we're building. Andrew is a generational talent that has built this amazing UI that is beloved and already the subject of memes. And Glenn is bringing experience into this to help us grow partnerships with the publishers that are going to eventually form the core of a mature attention economy. We believe that our monetization tools will ultimately constitute a 500 million ARR opportunity, but Blue Sky is just one tool that's built on top of @Proto, which is this open source framework for rebuilding all of these different social platforms of the next few years. Other people are building the @Proto TikToks, the @Proto Instagrams, Stravas, web games, and they're all coming to us to help, to get help figuring out how to route and filter different types of information to their users. So the most important thing, though, is that this is a really good once-in-a-generation shot at rewriting some of the rules of how this stuff works, and hopefully for the better this time. That's it. Thank you.